Hi everybody, this is going to be a short video around the ins and outs of the foundation degree in community football coaching and development delivered by the University of South Wales in partnership with the EFL Trust. Now this is a unique partnership between USW and the EFL whereby this foundation degree is delivered at your local EFL Trust football club. So how it's delivered is the lectures are delivered online, and hopefully this video will give you a bit of an example around how the lectures are delivered and how you guys within the football clubs watch them on a weekly basis. My name is Bobby Briers. I'm the course leader for the foundation degree in community football coaching and development, which you might be aware this is a 2-year foundation degree course. I'm also the course leader for the BSc top-up, which is an additional year should you complete the foundation degree, in which you will graduate with a BSc in football coaching, development and administration. As you'll see, if you have any questions around either course moving forward, my contact details are on the screen, and likewise my telephone number is also on there should you wish to discuss anything further. I think it's important at this point to note that and provide a little bit of context and provide you with a landscape around what the course looks like and how it's delivered. Now at the moment we're working with 32 English Football League Trust football clubs around the UK. The course is delivered within the community trust department of each club that we have agreements with across the UK. In the first year of study, clubs are required to deliver 12 hours per week of lecture content, which we will provide, but it is facilitated within each football club. On top of that 12 hours a week within the first year, students and clubs are expected to take part in some football coaching activity, which tops up the 12 hours up to 20 hours. So it's an additional around 8 hours a week of additional coaching opportunities to further enhance and develop the coaching experience within that first year of study. So just to recap, there'll be 12 hours per week of lecture content, and then there'll be 8 hours a week within that first year of study whereby you will go out in the community and really develop that football coaching experience. Within the second year of study, the delivery hours drop just slightly. However, the work placement hours are increased significantly. So in the second year, you're expected to watch around 8 hours a week of lecture content through the various modules within that are embedded within the course. On top of that 8 hours a week, you will be expected to undertake 140 hours of a sport placement. That sport placement module is embedded within your second year of study. Again, your club will help you find a sport placement project to work on when the time comes to it. As with the whole delivery of this course, the club mentor facilitates all of the lecture content that is delivered by USW. So your local club mentor will be with you at all times during them scheduled teaching hours to help facilitate, deliver and support you within them lectures and within them agreed lecture hours. So who do we aim to recruit? What people do this course appeal to? So you might be a first year professional footballer, you might be a footballer who's been released from a playing academy, you may be a BTEC student progressing on to hopefully a foundation degree, you might be a more mature student who's worked in industry for an amount of years who is coming back to education to further enhance your education and your knowledge around this subject area. So I'm sure while watching this presentation you will fall in one of these categories that are on the screen. Okay, here at USW we offer a wide variety of football courses. As you'll see, we've got a Masters in Advanced Football Coaching, a BSc in Football Coaching and Performance. Now the ones highlighted in green are the on-campus lectures that are delivered traditionally, where guys will turn up to campus, they will be faced with a lecturer in a classroom environment, and they will deliver a normal lecture and take part on a normal foundation degree or BSc or Masters course in a traditional format. So you should be aware at this point that your course is delivered via blended learning. Now that's a blended learning alludes to a blend of attending on campus for some residential study blocks, but predominantly you will be watching your lectures via online video content delivered at your club. The platform that this is delivered on focuses more around this foundation degree in community football coaching and development in the bottom right hand corner of your screen. Here you'll see circled. So this is the course I'm going to be talking in more detail as we go through this video. So where is the University of South Wales? Who are we? What do we do? So we're one of the 6 biggest universities in the UK. We've got over 30,000 students. Our main campus is 10 minutes from Cardiff City Centre, which is where we're hosted now. So where you guys will come down for your residential blocks, should you undertake the course, this is where you'll attend. That picture on screen, that is where you'll attend, where you'll stay over for a couple of nights in a block, and then you'll undertake your assessments while here on campus. We have a real specialist team delivering on the modules within this course and within our football landscape on all the other different football courses that we have here currently at USW. There's a real blend of industry experience, industry knowledge, right through from professional game, right due to the grassroots and community. And we feel our specialist team will really enhance your football experience and your football education while studying here with us at USW. More information around our specialist team is available online on the course page. You can find that link later on in this presentation. I guess it's important at this point to highlight the term dates and what the commitment will be if you decide to undertake this course. So in August you will undertake an induction visit where you'll come to USW and you'll have a real good 3-day induction to the course, what the course involves, what you have to do. You'll highlight everything around your assessments and your work submissions, but also it'll give you a flavour around the course, the facilities and the staff that you'll be working with over the 2-year duration of your course. This residential induction takes place in August, usually the last week of August. You will then begin your 12 weeks of teaching, which will take you through to December. Throughout them 12 weeks, you'll attend your you'll attend your local club on a weekly basis to watch your online content. You'll then break for Christmas. You'll start your studies then in January, which will take you through another 12-week block right the way through to March. Now within that second block, or that second semester between January and March, you will again attend USW and undertake some formal assessments which are embedded onto the course. So again, you'll attend for a 3-day block where you'll come down, stay with us, and you will undertake your assessments and any work that is outstanding during that period. After Easter, from April to July, generally there's no formal teaching delivered, but you will be expected to undertake some exams or certainly some coursework hand-ins, and then as a result of them submissions, award will follow, whereby your destiny for the course, i.e. progression from the first year to the second year, or progression from the second year to optional third year or graduation, depending on what your choices are. As I mentioned earlier on, you'll have 2 residential study periods. In years 1 and 2, you'll attend us in August and September for your initial induction to that year. And that is where you'll enrol on the course, you get an introduction to modules and the processes of the course. You'll then again attend in February or March within your first year of study. If it's your second year of study, you'll turn up in August or September for your induction, as I mentioned, and then in April time, you'll come in for your second semester of assessments for the course. Okay, follow shortly. There's a video of what the residential teaching block looks like when you do come down to us on campus to stay with us for a couple of days, and just to give you a bit of a flavour of what goes on during them few days whilst you stay with us at USW. Enjoy. A massive welcome from me to the University of South Wales.
The residential's been great. Students have come, they get to know the university staff, they get to know the mentors, get to know the course and the module, the assessments, and it just gives them a great insight into what the course is going to be across the 2 years that they're here. It's just a great opportunity to see the facilities and just meet everybody else that's on the course.
It's been really impressive. The first time I've been, I didn't know what to expect. I've never been to uni before. The facilities are top notch, like really good venue. The way it's sort of delivered as well, it just fits perfectly. But this facility itself is just fantastic, really, really good.
Hopefully, following watching that video, it gives you a bit more of an idea around what's involved, what you do, what the facilities look like, engagement with staff. Now, if there's any other further questions around what the residential blocks look like, feel free to speak to your club mentor and ask them the questions around the queries you may have. Alternatively, speak to second year or third year students who are already on the course and ask them what their experiences are of residential visits when they come to USW. This will really hopefully give you a real good flavour of what you can potentially expect if you do decide to come onto the course. Okay, so what do you need to hopefully be accepted onto the course? What are the entry requirements? Now, as you'll see on screen, it's expected that 3 GCSEs, a grade C or above, have been acquired by the applicant. Maths and English GCSE or a key skills equivalent will be accepted. Now, if you're doing BTEC, a merit pass would suffice to be accepted onto the course, or if you're doing A-levels, a DD would be absolutely fine as well. Now, it's expected that applicants already hold a level 1 in football coaching or an equivalent qualification. If you haven't got this just yet, don't panic. This can be done either during your application or certainly during your first year of study on the course. It's hoped that you will have some basic experience and an understanding of working with children within a school or a junior club context before applying for the course. Okay, so what are you going to study and how are you going to be assessed? So for year 1, technical plan and reflective practice in football. So there's 2 parts of the assessment for this. So the content and the module content is delivered online. The assessment element of this module is session plans to be submitted and reflected on. And then whilst down on your residential visit to us at USW, you'll be expected to deliver a presentation on your own personal coaching philosophy and how that impacts your coaching moving forward. Football coaching theory to practice. What's the involvement of the assessment for this module? There is 6 multiple choice questionnaires. And then again, when you come to campus, you'll be then expected to deliver a practical coaching session, putting that theory that you've gained into practice. The module speaks for itself. So 2 really important modules whereby when you turn up for your residential block, you'll be assessed on them modules accordingly. Introduction to Sport Development, again, delivered online, and then you'll be expected to complete an essay as a result of completion of that module for the assessment. Sports science for football, embedded into this module for the assessment is a report on the sports science element for a specific footballer, along with some multiple choice questionnaires. Football event management is a module split into 2, whereby you have to plan a football event within a group. So you will get together with colleagues within your clubs, get together as a group, plan, deliver and then evaluate on a football event that you have implemented off your own backs within your football clubs. So a real good variety, if you like, of methods of assessment, from practical to presentation to essay, multiple choice questionnaires, reports and reflection reviews as well. So in terms of assessment, there's a wide variety of ways that you're going to be assessed. So it's not just a case of essay after essay after essay. We really hope this provides a bit of variety that will hopefully best prepare you for industry moving forwards on progression of this course. Again, much of the same in year 2, but one thing you may notice on this screen here, there's only 5 modules listed, whereby on the previous screen there was 6. The rationale behind this is because there's a sport placement, which is a double module. Now, I mentioned earlier about having to gain 140 hours of sport placement experience. This is where these 140 hours are going to contribute to this module. So I'll go over a little recap. So Football in Society, the assessment for that is an essay along with 3 multiple choice questionnaires. Youth football coaching, again, is a practically assessed assessment, so you will undertake that when you come to visit us on campus. Project operations management, you will have to complete a portfolio online, again, so there's multiple submissions throughout the term for this. Sport placement, so for this module you have to contribute 140 hours, again, which your mentor, your club, will provide you and support you with finding a work placement to complete this module. And within this, you will have to deliver a presentation on completion of the module and on completion of the 140 hours around what your placement looked like. So within that placement, you will deliver a project, an initiative, agreed by yourself and the club, whereby you will go in and try and implement something that you have identified as an area that needs to be supported. So for example, that could be going into a school where the participation levels of girls football is really, really low. You've identified that. You've gone and implemented a project or an initiative to really increase their numbers. You've delivered it, and then you will evaluate how that project or how that initiative has had an impact on that school. So a really good idea to give you for that module, but also hopefully that will really best place you for progression when it comes to gaining industry experience within that module. As I mentioned earlier, so there's weekly lectures delivered online. So first year there's 12 hours of weekly lectures, second year there's 8 hours. So you will attend your clubs for them hours within them years. Alongside the lecture content, there's tutorial sessions with us, USW lecturers. Now that might be via video, that might be via Skype, or we do also attend the football clubs with our national personal academic coach also. Within your clubs, you'll have access to textbooks and journals, and also there will be always resources online available to you, allocated to each module that you are studying. So within each module, there's an extensive reading list which will help and support you with certainly with the assessment side of your further reading for that specific module. We use something called the virtual learning environment to support your learning. And this is called Blackboard, and there'll be an example provided of what Blackboard looks like on the next slide. This is where you'll watch your videos, this is where you'll find your assessment, this is where your reading lists are. So this is really the go-to point when it comes to undertaking the course. Blackboard will be your place where you'll go for everything related to this course. Module leader information, assessment dates, assessment criteria, where you'll submit your coursework, where you'll access your marks, where you'll access your feedback, where you'll access any announcements delivered by module leaders or by USW staff. This is where you will need to go. Some of you may be familiar with it, certainly from a BTEC perspective or a college perspective. Moodle is something that you guys may have used, but Blackboard is, if you haven't already heard of it, is the university virtual learning environment. As you'll see, this is a screen grab of what Blackboard looks like. So as you'll see on the left hand side, there's a list of what each module includes, and then in the blue you'll see what that lecture content looks like. So each lecture is broken up into small chunks and small videos, in bite-sized manageable videos to watch. So this hopefully really supports your learning, and it gives you the opportunity to take breaks between videos, because as you can imagine, watching a two-hour lecture all in one chunk can be really mind-numbing, it's agreed to say. So the small chunks, small videos embedded into each module. There's a lot of group tasks, a lot of group work, further readings to go and do. So this really does help break up the video delivery of the lecture content. On the next slide, you'll see some other examples of how online learning looks like, how blended learning looks like for you guys. So it can be very interactive, and there's various ways of just watching a video like you are with me, and hopefully you'll see a few more examples of this and what it might look like for you moving forward.
So hopefully you would have looked at things like technique. Is it consistently well timed, smooth and accurate?
Involvement of the Football League led to regulation which was generally pro-club but often anti-player. There was a shift change in governance. So the governance of football as a business moved away from clubs and to Football League.
Indirect paraphrase quotes. This is where you paraphrase or summarise the words of others into your own words. Now let's select an area of text we want to paraphrase. As you can see, I've selected the following sentence.
Welcome everyone to this short video on the marketing mix. The marketing mix started with 4 P's: product, promotion, price and place. The support products could be catering facilities, TV provision or free Wi-Fi. These are the means by which the organisation seeks to satisfy consumer needs.
So look how compact we are now as a team, because we've dropped, and look at the space we've got to break into. So this is where I want you to defend from. Let's play! Right idea, well done, France.
Yeah, so for myself, definitely the key is having a plan, 100%.
Okay, so we're introducing Matthew Bloxham, Pro Development Phase coach from Cardiff City. And today we're going to talk about relationships with players.
I mentioned earlier around this is a 2-year course, a foundation degree. Should you wish to decide to firstly gain the marks from your foundation degree to enable you to apply for the BSc, this BSc is the BSc Honours in Football Coaching Development and Administration, as I mentioned earlier. Now you'll see on the screen there is 5 modules embedded into this top-up course, and you'll see the lecture content and what's involved in these lectures. Now I won't delve too much deeper at this point, but if you do have any other further queries at the time, please feel free to contact me. However, during your second year of study on the course, you will be exposed to a lot more information around the top-up, what it looks like and what's involved. So don't worry too much around this point around what it looks like and what the content is. Again, just a brief overview of what that third year might look like, but it's very, very similar to the foundation degree. The only difference being is you'll have 3 residential study blocks instead of 2. Again, because there's a little bit more content to cover with it being a BSc. Really important to highlight the cost of the course at this point. Now the course cost is £8,000 per year for the foundation degree, and £9,000 if you decide to do the top-up. Now this information is accurate of March 2019, so it may fluctuate slightly. Again, more information can be found on student finance websites when it comes to the time of looking in your personal circumstance. All students are eligible for student loans, and some may be eligible for further grants also. The total course cost will depend on where you live. Again, more information can be found on the Student Money website, which is listed on the screen. If you just type into Google, USW Student Money, the link will also just come straight up for you. It's also to highlight at this point, important to highlight at this point rather, to apply for a student loan and other maintenance grants, you can visit the UK Gov website, again, Student Finance, and they will provide you with more information around your personal circumstance. Now, in terms of student loans and maintenance, every single person's circumstances are different, so it's really important that I can't delve too much into detail around what the amounts look like for each individual person, as it's all subjective based on each individual circumstance. The next video, we'll see an example of an alumni student, Mark, who was a student at Portsmouth in the community. He did the foundation degree. He then did the BSc top-up, and now he's currently on the Masters in Advanced Football Coaching here at USW. So a real good example of what a successful alumni student of this course will look like. Watch the video. I'm sure there's some real good information Mark alludes to, and I'll speak to you after the video.
So I first started coaching full-time in 2007, which was out in the States, going from summer camps to PDO programs, and then I moved back back to England, started working part-time for Chelsea Foundation, and then a year later I got a full-time opportunity to go to Pompey in the community, and I've been there coming up now to 10 years. From Pompey I first started as a community coach, so after school clubs, PE lessons, holiday courses, and then the last 8 years I've been working more on the elite side, so a couple of years in the academy, and now for the last 6 years I've headed up the football and education programme, so full-time programme for 16 to 19-year-olds that do education and full-time football. So doing this course online gives you the opportunity to gain valuable experiences actually on the grass, coaching, and then working your studies around your coaching commitments. Not having the opportunity to work in full-time, probably at the end and when you come to graduate and finish this course, you're going to be just another CV that's got a degree but not many hours coaching experience. So I think that's a real benefit of doing the course this way. So yeah, Pompey as a club have been brilliant. When I first got there I was a level 2 coach, and they've supported me now. I've finished my A licence, got my youth award, and now with the studies, doing the degree, because it's a minimum of 12 hours a week, they've scheduled some time in my workload to be committed to my studies, so I'm not falling behind on that as well. My mentor's been really helpful as well. Parts of the assignments that I might not have understand with our weekly one-to-ones, and he's been able to support me that way from my academic studies as well. I think two big things there with future students is, one, to actually get out and coach, have different experiences with different players, ability, ages, genders, disabilities, etc. And the other one is time management. You've got to sort of stay ahead of your time management, blending your experience coaching but also then not falling behind in studies. You've got to be kind of committed to going both ends of this. For me the course has been brilliant since I started. I was able to put my coaching background and experience into some understanding the underpinning knowledge that goes within that. So even from the coaching modules I didn't think I would necessarily pick much up, but in terms of the intervention styles and the time, in terms of the timelines as well, I've been able to kind of plan and have a little bit more understanding of when to intervene and what intervention method is best and most suited for that particular player or timing of the game. So I'm about to obviously graduate in the next few months. My next steps now is I've got a full-time job that I'm starting in August out in America, but because I do want to continue with my studies, and I've been really impressed, the new master's course that's going to be started, which has got the blended learning, so I can still coach full-time as well as continue my studies. I'm going to be doing that but basing it in America. So a new job, a new exciting different country to be living in, but also continuing the studies here at USW.
So on the screen you'll see just a couple of examples really, whereby I've had a little look online around what jobs could potentially be available to you as a graduate of this course. Again, this is really subjective because at the time of watching this presentation things may have changed, but I do urge you to really go on job websites and recruitment websites and find out actually what jobs are out there, and think about what could you potentially be looking to go into upon successful completion of this course. If you like what you've heard and like what you've seen, and you feel this course is something that you could potentially think about doing, especially at your local club, feel free to apply directly via the course website. Now, again, the course link is there for you, but if you just go to Google, type in USW Football, EFLT, English League Football Trust, the top link will be there for you, and you can apply directly to the university. Again, speak to your local club mentor and they will be able to provide you with more information around application. Hopefully you found this video informative. If you have any further questions around either course, feel free to contact me. My details are on the screen. But similarly, please delve a little bit deeper into your local club mentor and really draw on their information and, more importantly, their experience that they will have of the programme, because they will be able to answer many questions and queries that you may potentially have upon watching this presentation. Look forward to seeing your applications. Cheers.